Northern Samar is now under a state of calamity following massive flooding in the province. Locals begin the harder task of recovery. The ICC probe on the Duterte drug war finds allies in the House of Representatives, but the presidential sister is opposing any move to let foreign investigators in. And are you lonely? The World Health Organization says that feeling is now a global health concern. Fast, focused, and fearless, here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Denise Tan. Northern Samar is still reeling from massive flooding due to non-stop rains over the past few days. The Philippine Coast Guard has evacuated almost 400 residents from the town of Catarman. Most of them came from 5 barangays. Aside from Catarman, the PCG is also moving to safer grounds residents from the towns of Biri, Palapag, and San Jose. At the moment, light rains are being experienced in the Northern Samar province, but the devastation is clear. In the town of Lope de Vega, landslides were reported. In other areas of the province, mud covered several houses, roads, and other structures. Earlier today, authorities have started clearing operations so motorists can access thoroughfares, while locals have also begun the cleanup of their homes. Northern Samar was caught unaware by the flooding. The PDRRMO compared the rainfall they experienced over the past few days to that of Tropical Storm Ondoy in 2009. In just 24 hours, the amount of rain reached 619 millimeters, triggered by the shear line.
Maraming beses na kaming binabaha, pero yung ganito kalakas yung impact, ibang po itong nangyari. Unang-una, syempre, yung binuhos na ulan na sa buwan ng Nobyembre, umaabot ng 100 to 600 millimeters. Binuhos to sa isang araw lang. Kung makikita nyo, mas 2 beses na mas malakas sa binuhos na ulan ng panahon ng Ondoy, no, sa Metro Manila, para may ano kayo, no, may reference. At ito na yung sa kasaysayan sa sa mga binuhos na ulan sa isang araw sa lawigan namin.
Moving on, another House resolution has been filed to urge the government to cooperate with the International Criminal Court. The ICC is investigating the drug war of former President Rodrigo Duterte. House Resolution 1477 is now up for consideration, authored by Human Rights Panel Chairperson Benny Abante and One Rider Party List Representative Ramon Rodrigo Gutierrez. It was read on first reading on Tuesday and was also referred to the House Committee on Justice during a plenary session. The resolution is the second one to be filed after HR 1393 submitted by the Makabayan Bloc on October 17. Abante's push for the measure marks the first time that a sitting majority member called on the lower chamber to support the ICC probe. Meanwhile, Senator Amy Marcos was not so thrilled about the resolution.
Ipapasa pa daw yung ICC resolution na pakialaman tayo ng dayuhan samantalang mga korte natin na papatunayan naman na umaandar, malaya at matibay. Bakit papapasukin pa yung iba? Ang laking kahihiyan talaga sa Pilipinas kapag pumasok yung ICC na yan. Tayong papayag-payag ng ganyan. Isipin nyo, para mong sinurrender ang ating soberanya. Hindi na tayo republika. Yung ating mga korte, ang tibay-tibay. Pinalaya nga si Senator De Lima. Hindi ba katibayan yun na maayos yung korte at talagang umaandar ang judikatura? Hindi ko nga maintindihan.
In other news, the World Health Organization has declared loneliness as a public health concern. According to an expert, there are many factors that can trigger this. Brian Basa with a story.
22-year-old Xavier looks glowing with joy, but behind his beaming smile is years' worth of baggage he's been carrying deep inside. Xavier says he had hurt people before, and he only realized that while in isolation during the pandemic.
Magtatangka lang ako sa kwarto. Ayun. Then, matutulog lang ako the entire day. Then, pag naliligo naman ako, I would stick myself in the corner, crying, letting the shower drip over myself.
Even now in college, Xavier finds it difficult to mingle with his classmates. That's challenging, especially during group works. And at the end of the day, he finds himself alone with no one to share his feelings with.
It feels really heavy na I got no one to tell it to, because most of the people na dapat or feeling ko na dapat pagsasabihin ko is mostly nagawan ko rin sila ng insensitive thoughts or actions.
Ironically, Xavier isn't alone. Turns out he belongs to 1 in 4 adults around the world who are socially isolated. The struggle is real even for teenagers. For every 20 adolescents, 1 to 3 of them are feeling lonely. What's alarming? Loneliness can be bad for our health. It's just as risky as smoking or drinking too much. That's why the World Health Organization has declared loneliness a global public health concern. A clinical psychologist says loneliness can stem from various factors, including family, money, career, and even culture. But their common denominator lies in the tendency to compare ourselves with others. This makes us lose sight of our own identity.
You let others define who you are. You let others label kung sino ka. So para bang wala kang sariling paninindigan sa iyong pagkatao. Kung ano na lang ang sabihin ng iba, yun ang nagdadala kung paano ka nabubuhay.
And instead of becoming better versions of ourselves, we end up setting absurd expectations to compete with others.
Pwede nating sabihin life is a competition, pero be careful. Kanino ka ba nakikipag-compete? Dahil pag ikaw ay nakikikompete sa isang tao na hindi kayo pantay, matatalo ka dyan. Ang kapantay mo lang lagi ay ang iyong sarili, no one else.
So, an advice from the expert, choose to be grateful and don't be too hard on ourselves.
Love yourself. How can you love others? How can you give love to others when you do not have love sa sarili mo? You can only give something that you have.
And that's something Xavier admits is still learning, but he knows he's getting there.
Slowly na-acknowledge na naman ng tao sa paligid ko yung mga nagagawa kong changes. And when something changes around you, it also changes something inside of you. And ayoko na maging ang prisoner ako ng kung ano man yung naging kasalanan ko noon.
Loneliness is part of life. Many of us don't dwell on it too much, while there are others who get overwhelmed. To each his own. But these are certain. Loneliness is a valid feeling, and help is there for those who seek it. Check in on your loved ones today. For News 5, I'm Brian Basa, and we are One News.
We're bringing you more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. Thanks for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. The Department of Foreign Affairs is talking to concerned governments. Thanks for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. The Department of Foreign Affairs is talking to concerned governments in connection with Filipinos kidnapped at sea. 17 Pinoy seafarers are now being held hostage by Yemen's Houthi rebels after their ship was hijacked off the Red Sea. A Reuters report claimed the cargo ship carrying 25 people had been mistaken for an Israeli vessel. The Houthis are also backed by Iran, a known critic of Tel Aviv. Aside from diplomatic representations, the DFA is also closely working with the Department of Migrant Workers, who's primarily in charge of assisting maritime workers. Back here at home, most Noche Buena items have become more expensive as the holidays near. According to the Trade Department's latest price guide, tags of pasta and sauce products are up by as much as 13 pesos, while fruit salad ingredients are up by 12 pesos. The price of Filipino favorite ham has increased by over 20 pesos, while queso de bola is pricier by 50 pesos. DTI attributes the price hikes to soaring cost of raw materials and transport of goods. In total, 152 Noche Buena products have increased prices, while 34 remain unchanged. Prices of 21 items, on the other hand, went down. Several parts of the country are already spreading the Christmas cheer 33 days before Christmas. Watch this. A lot of dancing, twinkling, and breathtaking lights and life-size Belens. Nothing compares to the colors and joy Tarlac brings in its annual Belenismo. About 50 contestants joined this year's competition, showing grand nativity scenes in different shapes and sizes. The messages of hope, love, and peace are truly alive in these spectacular displays. Aside from boosting tourism and promoting holiday cheer, Belenismo hopes to revive the spirit of bayanihan and showcase the creative talents of Tarlaceños. From Central Luzon to Metro Manila, anyone can soak up the Christmas atmosphere. If you happen to swing by Eastwood in Quezon City, check out the holiday lightscapades. 2.5 million Christmas lights are featured in this world-class light and sound show this side of the metro. The centerpiece of this amazing eye-catcher, a 20-foot metallic chrome Christmas tree. Each twinkling light is accompanied by well-loved holiday tunes. How about that? The creators of this immersive spectacle are the same ones behind the musical production of the 2019 SEA Games opening ceremonies. The Eastwood Holiday Lightscapades go on from 6 to 10 in the evening every 20 minutes. So if you're stuck in traffic on C5 around that time, you know where to hang around for a bit. One News Now will be back tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News, all sides, all the time.